Welcome back, trainers! So we have Shiny Shuckle that has been released in Singapore, as well as Shiny Lapras. But when are we going to get ours? Well, we're going to be going over that here in just a moment, as well as Meltan Shiny form returning, coming out of that mystery box, as well as just a 3-day cooldown to open it up. And a legendary lunch hour, but it's not so much lunch, but dinner. Quite odd, they didn't announce anything, and people are seeing these legendary raids pop up at the same time as if we would see a legendary lunch, but at a different time. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, first up we have the Shiny Meltan. So this is going to be a bit of a newsflash video, and then we're going to check out some Nightmare Cup PvP battles afterwards. So Shiny Meltan returns for a limited time. So the dates of which it is going to be returning for the Shiny variant is going to be April 24th at 1 PM PDT until Sunday, May 5th at 1 PM PDT. So simple enough. There we go. That's going to be in a couple of days. Features: when you open up a mystery box, you may encounter a shiny version of the mythical Pokemon Meltan. Trainers will now be able to open up the mystery box every 3 days, even after the event ends. What? Wow. Well, that's pretty nice. So they're cutting the mystery box time from 1 week to 3 days, which is fantastic. You're going to be able to stack up that candy. But remember, they said just the box time. You're not going to be able to encounter that shiny variants afterwards. So from April 24th to May 5th is when you're going to be able to get that shiny variant. So there you have it for the Shiny Meltan. Pretty interesting. And if you had no idea how you even get one of these mystery boxes, well, it's going to cost a little bit of money unless you know somebody who can help you transfer a Pokemon from your Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go. Just that. You could just transfer a Weedle, a Pidgey, anything from Gen 1, simple enough, and you will get that mystery box. And then you're going to have a 3-day cooldown after that once you open it up, and then simple enough, you can continue the process. But every time you open it up, you are going to have to transfer a Pokemon into Pokemon Let's Go. So take note of that. Shiny Meltan incoming yet again. So if you did not get one the first round, this is going to be your opportunity to get one now. Alright, okay, we're over here on LeakDuck on Twitter, and apparently we had Legendary Lunch, which was... it's a great idea, right? And a lot of people can participate, but at the same time, others cannot because, well, they have to go to lunch. Not everybody has their lunch at this specific time, or they're in school. So what do we have now? Legendary dinner hour, okay? So people are seeing this around the world in different countries, and this is going to be a little bit late possibly for your area because it's probably beyond 6 PM. But just take note if it hasn't happened yet. And just to note in the future that they might do these events unannounced. They just spring them on us like this. Yeah, what do I think about it? And them not announcing it? It's okay. I mean, if it's something we're going to routinely see continuously, they don't need to continue to announce it. It would help out, and it will give people the upper hand in getting ready, preparing for this to actually know, because it is just 1 hour, and say they just found out like 30 minutes into it, they're like, oh, what's with all these legendaries all over the place, and then they only have 30 minutes, 20 minutes left, then that could be a little bit troublesome. I'm not too sure if there was some sort of, error in communication on Niantic's end and they just forgot to tell us, but that's quite a big forget right there. Oops. But anyways, just thought I'd let you guys know this. We're going to have some sort of legendary lunch hour, 6 PM in your local time today, so take note of that. A little bit odd that they did not tell everybody, and we're getting this information through other sources. And yet again, over here on LeakDuck, I will be leaving a link in the description so you can go and give them a follow yourself over on Twitter. So we currently have Shiny Shuckle and Lapras released in Singapore for that special Safari Zone event in which trainers are catching them. I absolutely love the Shiny Lapras. I really want that, especially because you can use it in PvP. Now, as far as the Shuckle goes, sure, I want one, but not as bad as the Lapras. But anyways, this is retaining to the Shuckle. I would assume they're going to release the Lapras alongside it, possibly. That would make perfect sense, unless they had another plan for that. But anyways, this is all going down April 20th at 6 AM to April 21st at 10 PM. Or should I say to 10 PM. So Shiny Shuckle, there you go. Just going to be giving you a day to go out there and hunt them. I'm assuming with that short time period there, they're going to be released massively. So you're going to see a bunch of spawns everywhere. So like I just said, also, I don't know if this is going to be including the Shiny Lapras. I would hope so. Fingers crossed, please. So we're going to be able to see a whole bunch of Lapras, a whole bunch of Shuckle everywhere, and, you know, get ourselves a few of these shinies in that short time period. So hopefully you're going to be available to go out there and grind these out and get yourself a shiny Shuckle and possibly a shiny Lapras. Alrighty trainers, and that's going to be the news for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're not interested in PvP battles, well, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And now let's go ahead and get into some of these Nightmare Cups for the PvP enthusiasts, or for people who just enjoy watching it. So I'm starting it off with my Slowbro here. He's going in with the Drapion, and now we're going up against my friend Dark, the one that we seen last time. Shout out to you, much appreciated for these battles. I will be switching into my Alolan Raticate, and let me correct myself for calling it not Murkrow, Murkrow. I was calling it Markrow. Sorry about that. Sorry. Alright, so we're going to be shielding up that Drill Pick there. And we're going to try to get that Hyper Fang, because using a Dark move up against it, it's not going to be doing too much. We take it out. Very good. And he's going to be bringing in his Drapion that does have energy stored up there. We're going to be letting that attack go through, surviving barely, getting off one more quick move, making my decision here what I want to bring in. And we're going to go with the Alolan Raichu. Now, I'm finding myself pretty comfortable with this Pokemon, being an electric and psychic type. The psychic part obviously allowing it to participate. And it's going to be good because there's going to be a lot of other Pokemon that are going to be weak to either psychic or electric types. And it's going to be hard to get that electric typing in there unless you're using the Alolan Raichu. So we do take out that Drapion. And now he has that Mr. Mime out here. And we're just going to Thunder Shock away, and we go down there. We do have an Ice Beam on our Slowbro ready to go. Very nice. It's not enough to take it out, and that Mr. Mime does have Shadow Ball and down coast my Slowbro, and that's going to be a good game. And on to the next one here. Starting it off with the Alolan Raichu yet again, and he's going in there with the Murkrow, alright? And he is switching it up because that's going to be within his best interest. He made the first switch, so I do too, into my Hariyama. So Drapion is going to be part Dark as well as Poison, so the fighting type is going to be neutralized, but still doing a great amount of damage, as you can see with that counter. So the plan was to just continuously use my quick move counter to take it out and store up enough energy to just spam the next Pokemon that comes in here. So just waiting on his decision here. He is bringing in the Toxicroak. I do hit up that Dynamic Punch. He does shield it up, which works fantastic. Now we're going to go for the Heavy Slam. He's probably expecting another Dynamic Punch, but I hit him up with neutral damage and taking him past half health, which is great. I do bring in my Glade and hit it up with Confusion, taking out that Toxicroak. In comes the Murkrow, and I'm not looking too great here. I'm just going to continue on and see how much damage I can do. In comes my Alolan Raichu with the Thunder Punch right away. He does have another shield, and I have my shield ready to go, so it looks like we're in a perfect position. We're just going to finish it off with quick moves, and that's going to be a good game. Alright, now on to the next match here. Starting it off with the Slowbro, he's going in with Drapion. I'm going to be switching up right away because I'm not in a great position. We're going to try out him on top. Now this is sitting at about 1300, 1200 CP, so it's not even at its full potential yet. It does have counter and close combat, and as you can see, it's putting in work onto that Drapion there. He does decide to let it go down. In comes the Murkrow, and I am still making great work. Look at that. A lot of damage putting onto that, even though it's going to be part flying. So also Dark, taking neutral damage, but still a lot. I do have my Skunk Tank in here now, just going to finish it off with the quick move. Poison Jab, in comes Toxicroak, not looking great. And I'm going to go ahead and hit up Sludge Bomb as opposed to Crunch, because Crunch is going to not be that, very effective. Neither is Sludge Bomb, but it's doing a good amount of damage at least. I could have switched into my Slowbro a lot sooner so I can hit it up with that Confusion and take it out. And that's going to be a good game there. Alright, into the next match. I'm starting it off with the Honchkrow. He's going in with the Drapion. So this is going to be pretty good little test to see how well Drapion holds up against various different Pokemon. And also take note that he does not have a secondary move purchase on that Drapion, I would assume. I didn't see him use Crunch or anything else whatsoever other than Aqua Tail. It is going to be kind of expensive. Just give him time and I'm sure he'll get there. It took me a while too. I was like, should I really invest in this secondary move? But it's worth it in the end, but it's still expensive. So the Honchkrow is taking out that Toxicroak there, but at the same time that Toxicroak was doing massive damage to my Honchkrow. In comes my Hariyama, because that's all I have left. Not looking great going up against the Xatu. Not looking good whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and go for Heavy Slam, which will be neutral damage, but he does have a shield left. As a matter of fact, he has another one after that, so it's pretty much over for me. Hariyama is still going to be good, as a matter of fact, and so is Xatu, so just take note of that. Now, for Shiftry, people were asking, well, why aren't you using Shiftry? Yes, I have one and I need to get on it. And you're going to see how well his does perform. Oh my goodness, with Razor Leaf, it's so strong. Let's just put it that way. Yes, I'm going to be powering mine up, purchase a secondary move, and using it because it's nasty. So we do finish off that Toxicroak with our Slowbro there. In comes his Shiftry and just destroys my Slowbro with that Razor Leaf. It is absolutely nasty. So we're going to be bringing in our Hitmonchan here, and it's a double KO. All right, very nice, because it is going to be part Dark, the Shiftry, so we'll be taking super effective damage from fighting moves. In comes his Drapion. I do have my Alolan Raichu here. Now, if he did have Crunch, he would be able to basically one-shot me once he got there. And with Infestation, the energy gain is just absolutely nuts, so he would be able to spam that fairly fast. And I'm basically just burning off his shields here. And who's going to take this? He was able to get to that Aqua Tail. Is he going to finish me off? And he does. That was a very close game there, so good one. On to the next match here, and there's going to be one towards the end. I actually did not record. Sorry about that, Dark. I had to back out and chat to him for a minute, and I forgot to hit record yet again, so there's going to be a missing battle, which he did win, so sorry about that yet again. Anyway, starting it off with the Hariyama, he's going in with the Drapion here. We're doing a lot of damage. Yet again, like we've seen before, he is going to be bringing in his Toxicroak. I will be bringing in my Glade with Confusion to counter that and take it out extremely fast. So if you're deciding to switch into your Toxicroak into these battles because you're not in a great position, always think that there's Pokemon, a lot of them, lurking with Confusion to take you out in like 3 Confusions, so ouch. In comes the Shiftry, destroying me with that Razor Leaf. I do have my Hariyama here with Dynamic Punch ready to go. He will be shielding that up. I have another Dynamic Punch ready to go, and he will be shielding it up yet again. I have one more shield on my end. It's not looking too great because electric moves are not going to be very effective to it. That's because the grass type is going to be reduced damage from there, and we have a double KO, and I have one shield left on my end, so that was a good game there. Starting off the next match with Skuntank. He's going in there with Toxicroak. Now he will naturally win this matchup, but I'm going to be immediately switching into my Glade, doing a massive amount of damage with Confusion, as we've seen, hitting up that Drapion with Leaf Blade, doing an okay amount of damage, even though it's not very effective. And if he did have Crunch on this, it would be neutral damage to my Glade, but I think it would be doing a little bit more than Aqua Tail. So he will be finishing it off, making my decision on what I want to go in here with. I go with the Skuntank. He's going to be hitting up Aqua Tail. I will be shielding it up to preserve a little bit more health on my Skuntank. Waiting for his decision here, coming in with the Toxicroak with a charge move ready to go, doing a lot of damage because, well, we're only going to be weak to ground, and that Mud Bomb on Toxicroak is nasty because Toxicroak is just a fantastic Pokemon, period, in the Great League. In comes the Shiftry, and I have a Slowking. Not good, but the Slowking held up pretty good. I'm surprised. The thing is pretty tanky, so I'm going to give it another shot still. Haven't lost hope in it. Maybe try it with Confusion, although Water Gun may be a good option. Starting off the next match with the Alolan Raichu, he's going in with the Poliwrath, and I'm in a great position, okay? I will win this matchup if I shield correctly, because the Poliwrath can still hurt me with that Ice Punch there, and I just took a random guess and blocked it. I didn't know. I thought he was going to hit me up with Power Up Punch, but hey. So we're going to go for Thunder Punch here, of course, because that's super effective to that Poliwrath, being part Water type. And I decided to shield up. I didn't want to waste that energy. He used his shield, so I've decided to use mine as well. Probably not the best idea for you to do all the time, but if you feel comfortable and you know what you can do with the rest of your Pokemon, then go ahead, do it. He is bringing the Drapion. I'm going in here with the Alolan Raticate, and we're looking pretty good now. If he did have Crunch, we'd still be looking fantastic. In comes the Toxicroak. I have to switch. Immediately bringing in the Slowbro with Confusion to take out and devastate that Toxicroak very hard. And down it goes. In comes the Drapion here. We'll be getting to that Ice Beam, and I'm thinking about purchasing a secondary move on my Slowbro because it has proven to be very useful and reliable in these battles. So we will be finishing it off with the Confusion, and that's a good game, and I have one more Pokemon on reserve there. Into the next match, yet again starting it off with the Alolan Raichu here. He's going in with the Drapion, getting to Thunder Punch before he's able to get to that Aqua Tail, unless he was holding off to just store a little bit more energy to kind of spam the Aqua Tail later on to throw me off guard. So as you can see, he was able to get to it first before my second Thunder Punch. So we are going to be hitting that up. We're not going to switch, we're just going to keep it going here, taking him out. So he does have 2 shields left. I have 1. So he is in a decent position here. In comes the Toxicroak. I will be going in here with the Slowbro. And as you've seen, I do have Blaziken because he started using Shiftry. I was like, what can I use? What can I use to counter that? And that's going to be Blaziken because, well, Razor Leaf not very effective with that fire typing. That's going to be a good game. Thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll catch you all next time.